As It Is. I'm Alicia.
I'm Valentino.
And yeah, so how are you guys doing today?
Really good.
Yes. So we
You
are
by coffee today.
Oh, no Monster. You're just saying how that's like better than not Monster. But so what has been getting you guys going this tour?
This is the first time we've been playing these songs over here in the States. We've been waiting over a year. We were recording the record exactly this time last year. And we were just starting to bring some of the songs out on the final cross-country Vans Warped Tour of last year. So this is the first time we're playing like 10 out of 12 album songs on the roads in front of some of these amazing fans, and it feels really good.
Yeah, it's been incredible.
Oh, that's so fun. And like, so it's been a year now. Like, is the live music translating as well as like you were thinking it would? Because
yeah,
I've been hearing that the live show's just been like super energetic and super fun.
Yeah, better than ever, to be honest. I mean, I think, you know, this is musically and lyrically kind of like a departure from the As It Is people have known from the previous two records, but it's super authentic, it's super comfortable. Everyone has really welcomed this record into their city and their states and their hearts. It's been awesome. And I think we've really just kind of raised the bar as far as our performance. I think we really feel comfortable as a band who's playing like bigger and better shows and really putting a lot of thought and intention into the set list and all this kind of stuff. I think we've really put together a theatrical, spectacular performance. I feel really great about it every night.
So now, you mentioned like the record tonally is like something different than you've ever done, which, you know, it shows lyrically and like just the instrumentations, how they sound is it's so unlike the first two records. Do you notice that when playing that live, it's tough to almost go from like OK to the Great Depression?
Yeah, oh, completely. Yeah. There's a couple songs on OK that make it super easy, and there's a couple that make it very difficult. A couple that really just didn't fit into the set list anymore.
There's definitely a shift.
Yeah. We have like a clip, like a soundbite of Monty Python where it says, "And now for something completely different," because like finding a segue between some of these darker songs and some of the real like through and through pop punk songs on OK, it was just kind of like, how do we make this work? And we just kind of made a joke of it, going, now for something completely different. Rip just a totally different song. But,
That's so fun though. And like, do you think you're seeing like a transition in the fans? Do you think like with this like theatrical album, you're bringing in like a different kind of fan base?
Oh, totally. And I mean, you know, a lot of the time like branding has like negative connotations, but like people have really like embraced the color scheme of this record. People are coming out decked in red and black. It feels great. People are bringing like
I'm ready.
Yeah, exactly, right?
It's
so
your
on
best
brand.
one right now. Yeah,
Let's
go.
People are bringing like reimagined, reinterpreted like versions of the artwork and what the lyrics mean to them. It's just like people have really invested in the world of the Great Depression. So it's been super humbling to see that, to be honest.
Now, when writing this record, did you guys notice it was difficult to get in that headspace? Because like it is a dark record tonally, so was it tough to like really just when writing it get in that mindset?
For a number of reasons. I think the responsibility of talking about such heavy topics was weighing on people. We wanted to deal with these issues with all like the sensitivity we had to offer. But at the same time, I mean, this is the first record that isn't about myself or about Ben. I mean, it definitely has us in it, but it's about a protagonist, it's about a concept and a narrative, and for that reason it was easier because, you know, if I wasn't personally inspired, we could write about somebody else, we could write about what they're going through, all this kind of stuff. So it kind of had its pros and cons, but it was nice knowing where the story started and ended from so early on, so it's just, okay, let's just fill in the middle of the record, yeah.
I think location had a lot to do with it too. Like being able to be in Austin for 6 weeks, away from the world, in the middle of nowhere for 6 weeks was it's very easy to get lost in anything that you put your mind to out there. So
yeah, we were in a really small town called Dripping Springs, Texas. We lived in a travel trailer. We showered outside. We barbecued our dinner outside. It was beautiful. It was
the
awesome.
nearest grocery store was 15 minutes away.
Oh my God.
The nearest Starbucks was 15 minutes away, so
it was brutal.
Yeah.
I don't know how you did it.
Oh gosh. Anyways, we made it out of the woods. Here we are.
Oh, that's so cool. And so
That's
like
good.
it's like funny because you guys are like literally like in a different country, but it's so nice that you get to feel like home here.
Completely, yeah. This is, the 7th or 8th North American tour we've done, so yeah, we've come, like, we know our way around a little bit now.
Or maybe you guys should be coming back for our Warped Tour.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say no. I would not say no.
Yeah, Warped is huge for us. Yeah, I'd love to come back.
What other? Oh, sorry. Go
Oh,
ahead.
okay. Speaking of Warped Tour, like you mentioned it before, like how was it playing the last Warped Tour? I mean, Warped Tour is always fun every year, but like knowing it's gonna be like the 2018 one, like it's the big one. How was that?
It was bittersweet. It was very emotional. It was our second Warped Tour, and you've done more Warped Tours than we have.
My fifth. It was my fourth in a row.
Wow.
Warped in general is such a rewarding experience. It's like just one big punk rock summer camp. You expect to, you're like, you know what? I won't see Joe and Jill and Bob and Dale until next summer, but I'm counting on seeing them. You know, and every summer you just have those relationships that you don't see them really throughout the year, but every summer. So this summer is going to be a weird one for me. Not seeing 100 people that I'm used to just seeing and spending 3 months with.
Yeah, but you and I met on Warped Tour in 2015.
Yeah.
Without Warped Tour, we wouldn't have this guy.
I mean, how many people did we end with even in 2018 that we had met equally in 2015?
Yeah, it was amazing.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
Yeah, a lot of meaningful relationships out there. Very fortunate for Warped Tour and Kevin Lyman.
How was the last show?
Yeah, emotional.
Yeah, that was a tough one. You ever just want to cry?
Yeah.
You know, it's on stage in front of everybody. It felt like that. You know.
I'm sure everyone was out
Sad
there
one.
like really sad with you though, because it really
Yeah.
even just like the regular it's weird to not have Warped Tour over the summer for us too, because
Yeah, totally.
everyone counts on it. What are some of the new bands that you guys have been listening to?
Oh, wow. That's a great question.
I really love, and it's not necessarily new, but he's breaking through, Oliver the Kid. I'm a really big fan of him. Really been listening to a lot of Point North, which they're currently out on our U.S. tour.
They're awesome.
Yeah,
I'm very excited.
Really love Nothing Nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see, we're a really big fan of Phoebe Bridgers,
Yeah.
Sasha Sloan.
Every band on this tour,
Laney.
every time we do a tour, if you don't already know this band, we really believe if you like As It Is, you're going to come away loving this band. So we have Point North, Hold Close, and Sharptooth. 3 very different bands, but bands we like really love and really believe in. Last time we were here, it was Grayscale, Sleep On It, and Rome. So yeah, we just like bringing out people we love, people we believe in. There's
good
a
people.
band called Holding Absence in the UK,
Ugh.
incredible. Courage My Love out of Canada. Yeah,
Love y'all.
Yeah, super good people.
That's so awesome.
Yeah.
And so what else are you guys looking forward to this year?
Not being home. We're just touring. We've got so many more plans that I wish we could talk about, but it's going to be a super busy year. Just celebrating the new record, just like the brand new era, this kind of newfound optimism that we have and longevity in this project. Like, we love every second of what we're doing. The shows have just been incredible, so we're just living in the moment. It feels pretty cool.
So one thing I gotta ask is that obviously, like we talked about the record being dark and all that, but the music videos are also very dark as well.
Yeah.
How are those? Give us some insight into what it was like filming those and like being in those.
It's been fun. I mean, when we were releasing music videos for the first records, it was 2015. It was still like a little bit before like streaming was at the forefront of like how everybody consumed music. So music videos were, you didn't have to put all like too much thought into them, as much as we did, and we tried to. With this record, it was kind of like we really have to and want to make these videos mean something. So they each are so kind of metaphorical of what these songs are about. They don't necessarily like explicitly represent the narrative, but they very much represent the individual song and the underlying like symbolism and metaphors. So it's been super fun to get a little more theatrical. We don't have the budget of the bands that like are inspiring these videos, like years ago, like Fall Out Boy and Panic at the Disco, like these big elaborate music videos. But we were like, how can we make it work? And a lot of the time we have to film like 2 music videos in a weekend just to make it work, to make like the budget count. But that's what we did. We filmed the Stigma Boys Don't Cry before the Wounded World and released them in the opposite order and all this stuff. But it's been super fun. It's been cool.
And it's like I like how you guys are approaching with like a sensitivity, like you said, like you even have a voice for the Incent Out in this tour. How's that been?
Incredible. It's really been incredible. I think it's just super important in the scene and society to have those resources available. With our second record, Okay, we wanted people to know that it's okay not to be okay. You can be unashamed. You can be vulnerable, talk about your struggles. And this record, it was just about taking it further, going, if you're going to talk, we're going to listen. And we're just going to bring out people who have those resources and are trained professionals, unlike us in this band. But we're definitely sympathetic, empathetic, but we're not trained professionals. So we try to have that stuff available for when we would fall short, and These are just amazing nonprofits doing amazing things.
So cool. Oh, I'm so excited.
You actually just toured with Set It Off. Now, how was that? I mean, that's got to be cool because like you and Cody both came from the YouTube scene,
We did.
and then kind of rose through and became like pop punk powerhouses.
Yeah,
so
totally.
How was that dynamic on tour?
Yeah, it's awesome. Our first ever North American tour was supporting Set It Off, and I learned so much from Cody as a frontman, but we learned so much from that band about how to be like gracious headliners. They are just some of the most genuine people you will ever meet. They treat their support bands so well, and we've learned so very much from that. And getting to co-headline Japan with some of our best friends in the scene that we've known for like the longest. I mean, you've known them for...
I lived on a bus with them in 2016 for a couple months and have been great friends with them ever since. And to piggyback off what Patty was saying, they are the best people. They have manners and morals and respect, and they just genuinely love people. And Cody is a great frontman. I actually think that touring with them really prepped us for our UK and Europe tour. Mm-hmm. We just came back home just swinging hard after Japan. It was my first time ever going to Japan, and I can't really imagine going there with... They're like, oh, you want to come to Japan with your best friends, but then more of your best friends? I'm like, yeah, sure, I guess. You know? Yeah, no, there was a really cool dynamic on and off stage. It was really cool sharing that experience with them.
You definitely can't suck when you share the stage with Set It Off. You are going to look so bad. They're going to make you look so bad.
Yeah, if you're anything less if you're off, everyone will know.
Yeah.
Because they are so damn good at what they do.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
That's awesome. And what other like bands do you think have been like mentors to you in the scene, like have like shown you more about your craft?
Some of the kindest and bands that like mean the most to us are like Mayday Parade and Silverstein.
100%.
Both just amazing people. Just such real people, hard-working people who have really just kind of found longevity in what they do. Just real gracious people. They just treat people really well, no matter like how big or important they are. I mean, they've always just made us feel like super looked after and special. So yeah,
Hospitality's through the roof, those guys.
That's awesome.
You're Southern boys, makes sense.
Yeah.
100%.
So one thing I have to ask also is, how have you guys, like, you said you like looking at these live shows and like you really bring it live. Is it tough every single night to just bring like everything you have to the live shows?
Yeah,
and how do you keep that energy
I
up?
hurt everywhere.
I'm hurting so hard right now. Yeah.
It's interesting because it's kind of, when we perform, it's not me anymore. I'm somebody else when I'm on stage. Shy, introverted, quiet Patty is just kind of on autopilot, and whoever I am on stage kind of takes over for a little over an hour. We're playing 17 songs a night, so it's a sprint. it's tough.
It really is.
Yeah, I mean, it's the most important part of the day. It's the best, most fulfilling part of the day. So really everything just leads up to that moment. So it's just, I don't know, if you don't enjoy it, you're letting yourself down at the end of the day. So I always just have the best time no matter what.
Well said. Yeah.
So,
Okay, well thanks for coming by, guys.
Thank
I
you.
really
Thank you so much for
appreciate it.
having us.
And is
Yeah.
there anything else you want to let your fans know before you sign out?
We like our fans. We love you. You're great. Thanks for letting us do this job. It's awesome. We love every
It's been
second.
incredible. You can stream The Great Depression on Spotify. You can buy it on Apple Music. We're currently out on the Great Depression North American tour right now.
Not sure when we're coming back to this country.
Yeah, this
so.
is the only time we're going to be here, so we have 10 days left to this tour when this airs. Come out and find a date. We hope to see you there.
All right, thanks.
thank you.